All right, I think we are going live here in a moment. We'll check here. Let's see. Oh, we are live. Charlie Hush. Okay, we're just doing a test stream here just to make sure I can do some things with this particular setup, okay? I'm streaming from my phone and really just trying to test out things, make sure everything's good. And I'm hoping that I can get more steady live streams using this SRT protocol is what they call it. And I think it's working. From a form factor setup, I've got an iPad to monitor the chat right here. And yours truly saying howdy to you. All right. So this round, let's do some recaps of what I did yesterday. About 2-3 days ago, did a live stream fly tying demo using the grasshopper, or demonstrating the grasshopper variant that I like using for my fishing. And in that case, I went with a larger size hook, a size 6 foam grasshopper. Ended up going to a local pond, one that I frequent. I call it Sonic Pond. It's a pond by a subdivision, but also by Sonic Drive-In. It's a eatery or restaurant deal where people can go and get a bite to eat by just driving up their cars and whatnot. And that turned out pretty good. It was a slow bite, but I did get some pretty good action, at least I think like 4 or 5 strikes. I think I ended up only catching about 3. And the main thing that I learned out of that was that foam grasshopper still rocks. You do have to be ready for any hi ground fog, how's it going? I'm monitoring on my iPad here while I do this from my phone. And the big thing is most of the hits were close, really close to shore. Sometimes basically a foot from the bank, if not even closer at times. And I was unprepared several times where I got the strike, and unfortunately I didn't get the bass. He ended up throwing the hook on me. While I was out there, howdy. Hi, Ryan. How's it going? Just kind of hanging out, trying different spots, testing out that foam grasshopper. Very simple fly to tie. Highly or strongly recommend if you're going to take up fly tying and you're just getting started, you might give it a try, the foam grasshopper. Need to watch your time. I want to make some hoppers. Oh yeah, check it out. I did that live stream about 2 days ago, showing how I do the grasshopper. Real simple tie. And I'm suggesting that if you're starting to fly tie, that's a good one to learn off of, especially this time of year, because the bass and bluegill will like it. If you're going for the numbers, I would say go with like a size 10, size 12 hook, because you can get consistent hit on the smaller bluegill and bass. But if you really want to go for some of those bigger ones, the size 8, size 6 hook would probably be better. I use typically a streamer hook. I got the size 8s and 6s this last time. Tied one on a size 6, took it out yesterday. Got some bass. Got one decent bass at the tail end, but what was nice about this was I could just kind of pop the fly and just let it sit right near the bank, and I got most of my strikes in that manner. Howdy, how's it going? I could see some other folks joining. All right. And the main thing that I learned from that round was there was another individual who was fishing some bait casting gear, and he had mentioned the ponds that are right across the street. Bethany is what we call it, is a series of 3 subdivision ponds. Well, it turns out 2 of them, and I believe the 3rd one is not marked as well, so I think you can fish those going forward. The one that's across the street from those 3, further downriver, is, we call it Morgan Crossing. That is definitely a subdivision pond. It got posted about 3-4 years ago. But lo and behold, I went ahead and went across the street, got some strikes on bass, and ended up getting a bass at the tail end of that session. So that worked out pretty good. I really like that. Okay. All right. Let's see who's still on. Let's see, Ground Fog, Brian, and Roger. Howdy, howdy. How's it going, everyone? Anyhow, this setup that I'm using is streaming. Supposedly, it's supposed to get me more a more steady connection with little or less pixelation, and I think it's working. So we'll see how it goes. This is one that I hope to be taking down to the coast here when I hit the Galveston coast here in Texas, and we start fishing those piers that we like hitting. We'll probably mainly focus on the Galveston fishing pier. We do plan on making a jetty run over there in Seaside before we make it to Galveston. Oh, Charlie boy, need a hush. That's my Charlie dog, Maltese dog here. Let's put him right here. Hey, that's Charlie. All right, he's trying to assert his authority because I think there's somebody at the front door. Okay, so I believe this test is going to work out really good. I think I need to work on some other adjustments on how to actually start the stream remotely. And I think other than that, I may have a suitable setup where I can go out there and do some fishing and not really worry about the setup of the live stream. I just turn it on and go, and still have the capability of staying engaged with everyone while I'm out there fishing, because, you know, I got this thing right here. All right. Other than that, I can stay on here if anyone has any questions or comments from the last series of videos. If you have any, hi Kay Gotti, and then hi Lindsay Wilson. How's it going? Just to recap some of the things I've done these past few weeks or so, it's mainly been some urban pond fly fishing. The last one that was, I would say, the best one so far was the Pinstack Ponds, where I was able to fish that back pond. There's like a series of 3 ponds over there by this Pinstack Entertainment area where you can play bowling, have a few drinks or so. They got these 3 ponds. There's the first, the second, the third. The third pond that's closest to the highway, that seemed to have been the go-to place, because I've been getting some decent bass there. Even had some chasing the bluegills up on the shore. And in fact, I had one strike just right below me where I was standing and strike a bluegill, and actually stunned it where I could see the bluegill just kind of hovering there. So that is one that I'll definitely probably do some more fishing again. I'll probably also bring that crackleback variant fly that works really well, where the bass are tending to strike these brownish, reddish not grasshopper, but dragonflies, and they're kind of waiting or chasing them, kind of hovering underneath as they float or as they fly on by. And that crackleback variant works perfect for that, because I can drop it on the surface, and sure enough, I've got a good opportunity to get them on the fly. I'm sorry, I had to sneeze there. All right, so anyone have any questions, call-outs, and whatnot? I know I've had one recent question that came up, I believe, on the on some of the comments. I think I just posted that one YouTube short showing yours truly catching that one bass at the tail end of yesterday's live session or rebroadcast. Question was, do you fight the fish on the reel versus how I was just kind of pulling it in without using the reel itself? I say it's personal choice. Also, with these smaller fish, pond fishing especially, very rarely do I fight the fish on the reel itself. I usually just bring in the line. If I do find them on the reel, it's usually because it's a bigger fish. A lot of times, like if I'm fishing over there, Denison Dam, doing some fly fishing, and I'm working the river, and I get a decent striped bass on, in short order, he's taking up that slack out of the line. I'm being forced to find him on the reel. So usually bigger fish, I'll find on the reel. Smaller ones, I'll definitely just kind of bring them in by just bringing in the line. All right, hopefully that answered that question. All right, so I'm really happy with this setup. I think I think I might play around with this going forward. All right, it's staying pretty steady too. Nice. All right, all for now. Next time we'll catch y'all later. And good luck and good fishing.